Heart, in the hushed twilight of a storm-laden sky, a solitary cower rose from the jagged cliffs of Arenthal Isle. Its silhouette carved from the dark stone that clutched the land like a vice. Known as the Spire of Shadows, it stood as a silent guardian over secrets long entombed by time. A relic of a bygone era, when the gods dared tread the earth. The air here was thick with the scent of the sea's brine, mingled with the acrid bite of storm-churned earth. Every now and then, the deep rumble of thunder echoed across the desolate expanse, like the growl of some ancient beast stirring in its slumber. Our tale begins with an unassuming missive delivered to your party of seasoned adventurers at the bustling port of Eldermore. The parchment, worn and enigmatic, bore a seal of black wax imprinted with an unknown sigil, a raven clutching a shattered crown. Breaking the seal, your eyes danced over the faded script. To those who seek glory and gold, heed this call. The obsidian mirror, a relic of unspeakable power, lies within the Spire of Shadows. Many have sought it. None have returned. The land suffers. An end beckons. Only those brave enough to face the abyss may turn the tide. Riches beyond measure await those who succeed. Should you accept this, meet my envoy at dusk by the Sallow Quay. As the inked words vanished into the folds of memory, the weight of destiny pressed upon your shoulders. Your party, an eclectic ensemble of warriors, mages, and roguish wanderers, felt the electric tingle of fate ushering you towards the unknown. Come dusk, the wharves of Eldermore were shrouded in murk, the air heavy with scents of salt and fish. Lanterns danced their flickering illuminations upon the cobblestones, as shadows elongated and merged into the ether. Your boots clapped against the damp stone as you approached the Sallow Quay, where a cloaked figure awaited in silence, their face obscured by the hood's inky embrace. "Are you the ones who seek the mirror?" the figure whispered, their voice a low rasp, like autumn leaves skittering over a forgotten grave. You exchanged glances, nodding in unison. "Then heed my master's words," the envoy continued, producing a small obsidian shard, which pulsed with an inner light. "This fragment is a key. It will guide and protect you from the spire's shadows. But beware, for the tower is alive with ancient magic and dark intent." A chill crept down your spine as you accepted the shard, its surface cool and unnaturally smooth. The figure receded into the night's embrace, leaving you with an unsettling mix of anticipation and trepidation. Before dawn's light could pierce the horizon, your party set sail towards Arenthal Isle aboard a swift sloop. As the isle drew nearer, its cliffs emerged through the mists like jagged teeth, and the spire loomed ever larger, a testament to ambition and madness. The sound of waves crashing against the cliffs filled the air, and you could taste the bitter bite of sea spray upon your lips. When you landed, the rocky shore met you with an unyielding resistance, as if warning you of the trials ahead. Every footstep you took whispered tales of adventurers past, their spirits lingering in the shadows, urging you onward. The climb to the spire was arduous, the path twisting and narrow, hemmed by centuries-old pines that groaned in the wind. As you approached the tower's base, a massive iron door, etched with runes of warding, barred your way. The symbols pulsed faintly, a rhythmic challenge to those who dared encroach. Drawing upon the knowledge of your arcane companion, you deciphered the script. "Speak the name of the keeper, and thou shalt pass." The air stilled, as if the tower itself awaited your answer. You racked your memories, recalling legends of the isle's past guardians, until a name surfaced. Cyrinthas, the Mad Seer, a name whispered with reverence and fear. With a voice steady and firm, you spoke the name into the chill air, and the runes flared briefly, before fading to nothing. The door groaned open, revealing the shadowed maw of the spire's interior. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of must and old magic. Candle sconces lined the walls, their flames flickering with a spectral hue, casting erratic shadows that danced against the stone. You felt the palpable thrum of the tower's ancient enchantments coursing through the very walls. As you ventured deeper, corridors twisted and spiraled, a labyrinthine design meant to confuse and ensnare. The obsidian shard in your grasp pulsed more urgently now, its glow guiding you through the oppressive dark. But soon you arrived at a fork in the path. 3 choices, each corridor leading into an inky void. You felt the tower's malevolence here, its desire to divide and conquer. You must choose carefully, for each path bore the stain of its own treacherous promise. One path hummed with arcane energy, rich with the scent of ozone and burnt parchment. Another exhaled a cold, sepulchral draft, the air tinged with the faintest echoes of lament. The last path thrummed with a low rhythmic pulse, as if breathing, alive. With a steady hand and a whispered incantation, you held the obsidian shard before you. It vibrated softly, responding to the path of the arcane, a silent nod from the fates guiding your steps. As you took your first step into the chosen passage, the walls seemed to close in, their surfaces lined with twisting vines that pulsed with life. You felt the weight of the ancients watching, waiting to see if you would unravel the darkness or become consumed by it. The path before you was fraught with dangers unseen, riddles untold, and shadows that whispered secrets long buried. The call of the obsidian mirror grew stronger, a siren song that wove through the fabric of your every thought, promising power, glory, and answers to the world's fraying edges. Thus begins your journey into the heart of the Spire of Shadows, where every choice could mean salvation or doom. As the shadows stretch and the air grows colder, you must forge ahead, for the mirror awaits, and with it, the fate of more than you could have ever imagined. Through the portal of shadows, you forge deeper into the spire's heart. The path you chose grows narrow, the air dense with anticipation, and the scent of old parchment. The obsidian shard in your grasp pulses with a steady rhythm, a beacon amidst the encroaching dark. Around you, the whispers of magic dance like echoes of an ancient song, their melody a haunting lullaby that tugs at the corners of your resolve. As you press forward, a faint glow emerges from the corridors and illuminating the outlines of a grand chamber. This is the Chamber of Veils, a place spoken of in hushed tales among scholars and seers, where the walls themselves are said to weave the truths of the past, present, and possible futures. Here, the very air holds a palpable charge, a tingling sensation that raises the hairs on your skin. Stepping into the chamber, your eyes catch the shimmer of countless silken veils hanging from the ceiling, each draped with intricate patterns that ripple like water in the breeze. The walls stretch high into shadow, their surfaces reflective and cold, as if composed of polished obsidian. The veils sway gently, stirred by an unseen force, as they whisper in unknown tongues, a choir of secrets rustling through the room. The center of the chamber houses a circular stone platform, etched with runes and encircling a pedestal upon which rests an ancient tome. Its cover is bound in cracked leather, marked by the passage of eons, and secured with a lock of unfamiliar design. Yet, it is the aura surrounding it, a soft, ethereal glow that draws you forth like a moth to flame. As you approach the pedestal, the veils part, and a spectral figure materializes in a burst of luminescent energy. The apparition is that of a woman, her form translucent and shimmering, her eyes deep wells of knowledge and sorrow. She regards you with an intensity that seems to peer through to your very essence. "Welcome," she intones, her voice a melodic echo that reverberates through the chamber. "I am Ilaria, keeper of the Chamber of Veils. You seek the obsidian mirror, do you not?" Your party nods, senses heightened, fingers twitching near the hilts of weapons, ready for whatever comes. Ilaria gestures towards the tome. This book holds stories of ages past and riddles of what may come. But it is the key to unlocking the path forward. To possess it, you must first gaze into the veils and face the truth that lies within. With those words, a decision unfolds before you, to trust in the veils and their revelations, or to find another way around the challenge. The choice bears weight, the air in the chamber heavy with the gravity of consequence. Gathering courage, you step towards the nearest veil, its silken surface swirling with colors and shapes. Gently, you reach out and part the fabric, revealing a scene from your own past, a fragment of time replayed with vivid clarity. You see yourself at a pivotal moment, a choice long buried and its result, now laid bare. The specter of doubt and regret mingles with understanding and acceptance. Your companions follow suit, each confronting their own piece of the tapestry that weaves their lives, a test of resolve and an opportunity for insight. The chamber hums with a resonance that is both personal and collective, binding your fates together as threads in a grand design. Once the veils have revealed their truths, Ilaria speaks again. You have faced the past. Now the tome shall reveal the path that leads to the mirror. But be warned, every answer conceals a new question. Every path bears its trials. The tome's lock clicks open as if by unseen hands, its pages unfurling to reveal a map of the spire's inner sanctum. Intricate symbols and paths wind across the parchment, converging at a single point, the location of the obsidian mirror. With the map as your guide, you press onward through the chamber's far exit, leaving behind the veils and their lingering mysteries. A corridor bends and winds, drawing you deeper into the spire's enigmatic embrace. Yet, as you advance, the atmosphere shifts. The air grows colder, laced with the subtle, acrid scent of decay. The walls, once smooth, become rough and uneven, as if clawed by invisible hands. The low rhythmic pulse felt earlier returns, stronger now, vibrating through the stone and echoing in your bones. Ahead, a faint, sickly green light emanates from beyond an archway. As you step through, the source reveals itself. A vast underground grotto, dominated by a lake whose surface glows with an eerie phosphorescence. The cavern's ceiling stretches into shadow, stalactites forming jagged teeth that loom ominously overhead. Amidst the lake's unnatural glow, you spy movement, shapes rising from the depths, their silhouettes grotesque and inhuman. As they breach the surface, the stench of rot and decay assaults your senses, and you recognize them for what they are. The restless dead, guardians of the spire's secrets, bound by dark magic to protect the treasures within. The undead emerge in droves, skeletal warriors with hollow eyes that gleam with malice. Their bony fingers grip rusted weapons, remnants of a time they no longer remember. They advance with a relentless hunger, compelled to defend the sanctity of the spire. With the lake as a battlefield and the stakes set, you draw your weapons, steel singing through the air, ready for the clash to come. The cavern reverberates with the sound of determination, the hiss of magic, and the clash of steel upon bone. As you brace for battle, the map's final destination looms ever closer, its promise of power and revelation, a beacon amidst the chaos. But in this moment, the cost of such treasures becomes all too real, and the choices you make now could change the course of fate itself. The echoes of the undead fill the cavern with a chilling symphony, and the time for contemplation ends. The battle begins, and the future hangs in the balance. As the last echoes of the undead clash faded into the dim recesses of the cavern, a stillness settled around your party, fragile as the calm before a storm. The defeated guardians lay silent, reclaimed by the lake's murky depths, as if their duty had finally reached its end. The phosphorescent glow of the water cast a ghostly light upon your faces, reflecting the resolve that had weathered the storm of battle. Before you, a narrow stone bridge arched over the lake, leading into the yawning maw of yet another corridor, this one cloaked in shadow, its entrance foreboding and inscrutable. The air was heavy with the weight of anticipation, tinged with the earthy scent of damp stone and the faint metallic tang of ancient magic. With each measured step across the bridge, the tension of the moment hung like a palpable fog, each footfall resonating with the crashing waves of your own thoughts. You could sense the path ahead, leading ever closer to the heart of the spire, a place where time and reality seemed suspended, caught in the web of its own enigmatic design. As you crossed the threshold of the shadowed passage, the walls seemed to constrict, their surfaces etched with faint, glowing runes that pulsed in time with your own heartbeat. The corridor spiraled downward, a descent into the abyss that seemed to echo with whispers of past deeds and forgotten names. Finally, you emerged into a sprawling chamber, a vast, circular expanse with a domed ceiling that stretched into the shadows above. In the center stood a monumental archway, intricately carved with symbols of power and warding, guarded by the flickering light of sconces set about the room's perimeter. The air was cooler here, and a constant, low hum vibrated through the stone floor, as if the very heart of the tower beat beneath your feet. Yet it was the object that dominated the center of the chamber that held your gaze. The obsidian mirror, a towering monolith of seamless black stone, its surface impossibly smooth and exuding an aura of dark majesty. The mirror stood dormant, its depths swirling with shadows that seemed to shift and coalesce with secrets untold. The thrill of discovery mixed with a dawning apprehension, for you could sense that this was not a mere artifact, but a vibrant conduit of powerful magic, its potential both boundless and perilous. The air around the mirror shimmered with a faint iridescence, as if reality itself danced at the edge of perception. Before the mirror, a stone dais rose from the floor, inscribed with words of an ancient tongue, a language known only to those who had dared the abyss and returned to tell the tale. You consulted with your companions, pooling knowledge and intuition to decipher the cryptic meanings behind the inscriptions. Speak the truth of your purpose, and the path shall be revealed. You read aloud, the words heavy with the weight of a decision that would shape the fate of your journey. You feel the room holding its breath, as if waiting for the declaration that would either unlock the mirror's secrets or unleash its hidden wrath. It is a moment that demands honesty and clarity, a chance to confront not only the desires that brought you here, but the consequences they might unleash upon the world. After a pause that seemed to stretch into eternity, You step forward and speak, your voice steady despite the undercurrent of uncertainty. We seek the mirror, not for power or riches, but to restore balance to the land. Caught in the grips of decay and shadow, we come in pursuit of hope. Your words linger in the air, caught within the chamber's confines, as the runes upon the dais flared with a sudden, brilliant light. The mirror's surface ripples like water, disturbed by a stone, and the shadows within uncoil and dance, forming a portal to the unknown. As the gateway opens, a resonant voice echoes from the depths of the mirror, ancient and knowing, yet tinged with a cautionary edge. Enter, but know this, not all paths lead where one expects. Here lies the burden of choice and the weight of revelation. With the path before you and your purpose affirmed, you brace yourselves for the passage through the mirror, a journey into its depths where reality and illusion intertwine, and where the truth of your quest awaits in shadowed corridors. Beyond the threshold, the world seems to dissolve and reform in a kaleidoscope of light and dark. You find yourself in an ethereal realm, the air thick with the scent of ozone and the distant murmurs of 1,000 voices. The ground beneath your feet shimmers with a celestial light, and above, the sky churns with storm clouds that flash with the fury of trapped lightning. Here, the landscape shifts and bends, a dreamscape woven from memory and myth, a place where reality is but a suggestion, responding to the thoughts and feelings you bring into its sphere. Each step you take seems to echo twice, both in the realm you tread and in the heart that beats with anticipation and dread. As you wander through this otherworldly terrain, you encounter visions, glimpses of potential futures, each tied to the choices and actions you have yet to make. Some are filled with light and triumph, others shrouded in shadow and regret, each whispering to the paths your life may yet travel. But it is the central figure within these visions that demands your attention, a being of radiant power, cloaked in robes of light and shadow, whose eyes burn with a wisdom that transcends time. They regard you with both kindness and sorrow, revealing themselves as Cerinthus, the mad seer, the once guardian of the spire, who had forsworn mortality in pursuit of the greater vision. Cerinthus, you murmur, recognition dawning upon you like the first light of dawn. You have guided us here. The seer nods, their image flickering between forms, as if caught in the strobe of some unseen force. Yes, and now you stand on the precipice, where futures converge and diverge. The mirror reveals what must be, but the choice is yours alone. With these words, the realm around you begins to shudder, as if the fabric of this place strains against the weight of its own existence. You must decide. The mirror shows the way, but the path you follow remains in your hands. As the vision fades, the portal back to the chamber opens once more, the stone walls and familiar air of the spire calling you back. Yet, the echoes of choice and its consequences resound within you, creating a discordant harmony that will linger long after you depart. The journey has led to this moment, a point where revelation and decision stand locked in eternal dance, where the fate of your world hangs by the thinnest of threads. And as you prepare to step back into reality, the world holds its breath once more, awaiting the decision that will shape the future and the stories that have yet to be told. As the vision of Cerinthus fades and the ethereal realm dissolves around you, you find yourselves once more in the heart of the spire, standing before the towering obsidian mirror. The air is heavy with the crackling energy of unspent potential, and the soft glow from the archway dances across your faces. casting long shadows that flicker with your every breath. The chamber seems to pulse with life, the very stones resonating with the echoes of ancient magic and the symphony of fate's interwoven threads. The power of the spire hums beneath your feet, a reminder of the choices that have led you to this pivotal moment, where the realms of past, present, and future collide. With the revelations of the mirror still fresh in your minds, the weight of its truths settles upon you. Each of you carries a part of the vision, a glimpse of what might be should you succeed or fail. The world outside remains in peril, and the path you choose now could alter its course forever. As you deliberate, the air grows tense with the anticipation of decision, each member of your party bringing their own perspectives and desires to the fore. The voices of the ancients seem to murmur in the background, a chorus of forgotten souls who have walked these halls and left their mark upon the world. Suddenly, a low rumble reverberates through the chamber, and the light of the mirror flickers uncertainly, as if reacting to some external force. The ground trembles, sending a cascade of dust and debris from the domed ceiling above. You exchange wary glances, instinctively reaching for weapons as the atmosphere becomes charged with danger. The threat materializes not from the shadows, but from the very archway that leads back through the spire. Figures emerge, cloaked and hooded, their faces obscured by masks of polished bone. Their presence is marked by an aura of dark intent, an unmistakable signature of those who have embraced the void in pursuit of power. A shadowy cult that has long sought to claim the spire's secrets. Their leader steps forward, a tall figure whose eyes gleam with madness and ambition, his voice a serpentine whisper that slithers through the chamber. "You have done well to unlock the mirror's secrets," he intones, his tone mocking, yet edged with respect. "But now, the mirror shall serve us." With a gesture, he draws forth a twisted staff, its surface encrusted with jagged shards of obsidian and inscribed with foul runes. The staff pulses with a malevolent energy, its power bending the air around it, a testament to its dark enchantments. The cultists fan out, surrounding your party with silent menace, their movements calculated and predatory. The leader raises his staff, and a surge of shadowy magic lashes outward, arcing towards the mirror. The air crackles with power as the spell seeks to seize control of the mirror's vast potential. In that instant, you realize the gravity of the situation. The mirror, a conduit to the threads of fate, cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. You must act swiftly to thwart the cult's ambitions, or risk unleashing a tide of chaos upon the land. The chamber erupts into chaos, steel clashing against steel, the air thick with arcane energy and the cries of battle. As the cultists press their attack, you draw upon every ounce of skill and courage, your blades flashing and spells igniting the shadows with bursts of light. But amidst the turmoil, the leader's incantations continue unabated, his focus unwavering as he channels his dark energies towards the mirror. You sense the threads of destiny fracturing, the balance of the world teetering on the edge of ruin. In a desperate bid to turn the tide, you must reach the leader and disrupt his spell, for the fate of the mirror and the world rests upon your shoulders. The risk is great, but the necessity greater still. As you push through the fray, determination and hope fueling your every step. A battle rages on, the air thick with the scent of sweat and smoke, tension thrumming through every fiber of your being. The future hangs in the balance, and the choices you make now will determine whether light or darkness prevails. As you close in on the cult's leader, the intensity of the moment crystallizes around you, a convergence of fate where past choices and present actions will decide the course of destiny. And as the mirror's light flickers with uncertainty, you prepare to strike, knowing that the stakes have never been higher and that the end game is upon you. The next move will shape the very fabric of the world itself, as the dance of fate draws ever closer to its dramatic conclusion. The air vibrates with raw energy as you close the distance to the leader of the cult. The acrid scent of dark magic and the iron tang of blood mingling in the charged atmosphere. The chamber around you is a tempest of sound and fury. Clashing steel, the crackle of spells, the cries of your companions locked in desperate combat with the cultists. It is a symphony of chaos, each note played on the strings of fate. The leader stands firm amidst the maelstrom, his eyes alight with a serpentine cunning. The staff he wields pulses with an obsidian malignance, a beacon of dark power drawn from the depths of the spire itself. With each incantation uttered, the air trembles, the shadows cavorting wildly as they threaten to consume the light of the mirror. In that heart-stopping moment, time seems to stretch, each heartbeat a resounding drumbeat of destiny. You find yourself staring into the abyss of the mirror, its surface swirling with shadows and the faintest glimmers of light, a canvas for the possible futures that your actions will paint. You know what must be done. With a rallying cry, you leap forward, weapon raised high, determination burning brightly in your heart. Each step you take is a defiance of the shadows that claw at the edges of reality, a testament to the courage that has brought you to this precipice. The cult leader's gaze locks with yours. There is a moment of recognition, a mutual understanding that transcends the battle, a realization that only one of you will walk away from this encounter unchanged. His hands move in a blur, tracing sigils of binding and destruction in the air, the staff in his grip glowing with an unholy brilliance. But you are not alone. Your companions rally to your side, their presence a bastion of hope against the encroaching darkness. Together, you form a phalanx of defiance, your collective will a bulwark against the tyranny of fate's darkest machinations. The leader's final spell arcs towards the mirror, a serpent of shadow and flame. But you intercept it, your blade catching the energy mid-flight, its edge singing with the force of your intent. The impact sends a shockwave through the chamber, the ground trembling with the force of titans locked in combat. And then, with a flash of insight, you see the truth. The mirror is not merely a tool of power, but a living entity, a sentinel shaped by the will of the spire itself. It hungers for balance, for resolution, and it will not allow itself to be twisted by the ambitions of those who seek only power. With a final, desperate effort, you channel the mirror's energy through your blade, the obsidian surface glowing with a light that blinds and purifies. The leader stumbles, caught off guard by the mirror's response, his control slipping as the shadows recoil from the light. In that instant, as the balance shifts and the shadows falter, the power of the mirror surges, drawing the cult leader and his followers towards it, a vortex of light and shadow that unravels their spells and binds them with the weight of their own ambition. As the chamber shudders beneath the strain, you feel the mirror's voice, calm amidst the storm, a whisper of gratitude and finality. It bids you make a choice, to seal the spire and its secrets away forever, or to risk keeping its power accessible, a choice fraught with future peril. The path forward is yours to decide, the light of the mirror reflecting the depth of your resolve and the truth of your intentions. In this crucible of shadows, where destiny and choice intertwine, you must choose the legacy you leave behind, a world closed to the power of the spire, or one where vigilance must forever stand watch, as the echoes of the battle fade and silence descends once more? The decision hangs in the air, like the moment before dawn, the future waiting like a blank page, eager for the touch of ink. The choice is yours to shape, the future yours to forge. What will you decide? Part the chamber, once alive with the tumult of battle, now lies still, a cathedral of silence where the echoes of destiny whisper against the stone. The obsidian mirror stands at the center, its surface a tranquil void, absorbing the aftermath of conflict and reflecting the clarity of choice yet to be made. The weight of decision presses upon you, the future malleable and uncertain. You stand before the mirror, the glow from its depths casting your reflection in silhouette against the walls of the spire. Your companions gather around, their expressions a tapestry of weariness and anticipation, each awaiting the conclusion of this saga. The air is thick with the scent of charred magic, and the lingering resonance of power both ancient and new. The spire, it seems, holds its breath, the very stones underfoot, vibrating with expectation. You recall the mirror's voice, the sentient intelligence that pulses within it, a guardian, perhaps, of the spire's profound mystery. It has offered you a choice that will shape not only this place, but the world beyond its walls. The choice to seal the spire, to lock away its secrets for eternity, promises safety and the end of the cycles of greed and desire that have drawn so many here. Yet it bears the weight of finality, the loss of knowledge that might guide future generations. Alternatively, leaving the spire's doors open, a beacon of potential untapped, offers a future of vigilance and responsibility, a promise to guard against those who would misuse its gifts. It is a choice that places the burden of its guardianship upon you and those who follow in your footsteps. As you deliberate, the room shifts almost imperceptibly, the enchanted stones molding to the will of the mirror's intent. The air is thick with the scent of ancient parchment and the metallic tang of transformations not yet realized. In a moment of clarity, you see a vision, a world where the spire stands ready, its power available to those who seek wisdom over dominance, where its gifts foster understanding and protect against the darkness that lies beyond the horizon. A world where the obsidian mirror becomes a touchstone for those who seek to harmonize the forces of light and shadow within themselves. With a deep breath, you turn to your companions, your heart steady and your voice firm. We cannot bury the potential for good alongside the risk of darkness. We leave the spire open, but under our watch, with the mirror as its sentinel. Your decision echoes through the chamber, a ripple across the lake of possibility that solidifies into reality. The mirror's surface shimmers with approval, its light expanding to encompass the room, a benediction of your choice. The air vibrates with the promise of renewal, the stones murmuring in agreement as they shift to accommodate this new future. As the light fades, the chamber transforms. The walls bloom with vibrant runes, their luminescence a guide for those who would come after. Their purpose to educate and illuminate, rather than conceal and confound. The spire breathes with new life, its corridors opening wide to welcome those who will follow in your stead. In the heart of this metamorphosis, you sense the presence of Cerinthus, though he does not manifest. His essence, woven into the fabric of the spire, acknowledges your decision with silent approval, his legacy now intertwined with your own. The guardian's mantle passes to your hands, the responsibility, a burden and a gift. As you prepare to leave, the air buzzes with energy, the promise of adventures yet unwritten and potentials yet to be realized. The world outside beckons, a land in need of the balance and hope that the mirror now symbolizes. Your companions, stalwart and true, file out before you, their steps resolute, their spirits buoyed by the triumph of deeds accomplished and the allure of future quests. But as you turn to follow, a flicker of movement catches your eye, a shadow that should not be. From the darkest corner of the chamber comes a thrumming pulse, akin to a heartbeat. It is a sound that raises the fine hairs on your skin, and you realize that, though the immediate threat has been vanquished, not all dangers have been dispelled. The sensation fills you with a foreboding that settles like lead in your stomach. Somewhere within the spire, an echo of darkness lingers, a promise of future trials, and the assurance that the balance you've wrought is ever precarious. The journey, it seems, is not yet complete. With a steadying breath and resolve unyielding, you step forward, determined to uncover the shadow that hides in the light, and to ensure that the path you have chosen remains open for those brave enough to walk it. The spire stands as a testament to your courage and choices, a beacon amidst the shadows. Its stories inscribed upon its ancient walls, waiting to be told and retold as the ages turn. With destiny calling, you step into the future, ready to face whatever lies ahead. Emerging from the spire, you step into the golden embrace of dawn, the first light stretching across the horizon like fingers tracing the sky. The chill of the night clings to the air, weaving with the scent of dew-kissed earth and the brine of the distant sea. The world beyond the spire lies spread before you, a tapestry of forests and mountains that hum with the promise of renewal, a testament to the choices you have made. Your party descends the winding path from the spire, the ancient stones beneath your feet resonating with each step. The echoes of your journey linger in the spaces between breaths, woven into the fabric of your being. You carry the memory of what you have seen, the weight of the choices you have made, and the shadow of secrets yet to be unearthed. As you reach the base of the tower, where the land meets the sea, the realization settles upon you that the world is not as you left it. The very earth feels different, charged with the energy of the spire, the balance you have wrought, echoing in the wind and the whisper of leaves. But the shadow sensed within the chamber lingers in your mind, a presence that refuses to be forgotten or ignored. As you walk, the landscape around you begins to shift almost imperceptibly. The trees lean closer, their branches whispering secrets in languages older than time, and the path grows narrower, more ominous, as if guiding you towards what you seek. Before long, you find yourselves upon a cliff's edge, overlooking the crashing waves of the ocean below. The sea is restless, the water roiling with an urgency that speaks of change. And in the distance, at the edge of sight, an island emerges from the mists, its silhouette a stark contrast against the rising sun. The island is one that you do not recognize, yet it feels familiar, its presence tinged with the same energy that courses through the spire. The air around it shimmers with a faint, otherworldly glow, as if the island exists both within this world and beyond it. As you stand upon the precipice, a voice rises in the wind, a whisper that dances around you, weaving through the strands of your hair and the folds of your clothing. It is the voice of the spire, echoing with the authority of ages past and the promise of futures yet to come. Seek the heart of the sea, where shadows and light weave the tapestry of destiny. Only then shall the balance be secured. The directive is clear, a beacon guiding you towards a new purpose. Yet the path ahead is fraught with uncertainty. The island's secrets hidden beneath veils of magic and time. Your companions gather beside you, their expressions a mixture of resolve and curiosity, each understanding the import of the task set before you. Together, you must navigate the uncharted waters that lead to the island, to uncover its mysteries and confront the shadow that promises to eclipse the light you have fought to preserve. The sea calls, its rhythm a siren song that pulls you forward, and you know that the journey you began within the spire is far from over. The island awaits, a challenge and an opportunity, a place where the fate of balance and the future of the world converge. With a resolve tempered by the trials you have faced and the triumphs won, you turn to your companions. We sail to the island, you declare, your voice carrying the certainty of your decision and the weight of your duty. The heart of the sea holds the key to securing the balance. As the sun climbs higher, painting the world in hues of gold and crimson, you make your way towards the shore where a vessel awaits, its sails unfurled, ready to catch the wind that will carry you towards your next adventure. The path forward is uncertain, the destination unknown, but the promise of discovery and the call of destiny drive you onward. And as you set sail into the horizon, the shadow of the island looms ever larger, a reminder of the challenges that lie ahead and the power of choice that defines the heroes you have become. The adventure continues, the story unfolds, and the world waits with bated breath for what will follow.